Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't joined me before, thanks for dropping by. So last week I shared with you part one of an interview I did with a good friend of mine, Yasmina, who is an amazing yoga instructor. Now Yasmina had been struggling with anxiety for a number of years, and in the interview she shared how she overcame the anxiety using the power of yoga. So today I'm going to be sharing with you part two of the interview, in which Yasmina discusses her experience of working as a resort manager at the Jason Vale Juicing Retreat in Portugal, which is a health, fitness and yoga retreat. If you haven't heard of him before, Jason Vale is an international best-selling author who has sold over 5 million books on the subject of juicing. He's known as the Juice Master and is also a lifestyle coach and motivational speaker. He has also made an incredibly inspiring film called Super Juice Me about how juicing has literally transformed the lives, health and weight of people using his juicing methods. I for one would love to go on one of his juicing retreats, but for now let's hand over to Yasmina so she can tell us all about it.
So how did that, because I know you ended up going and doing these juicy retreats. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So I work with Jason Vale, and for those who perhaps aren't familiar with him, he's known as the Juice Master, and he has a documentary which, if you haven't seen, I would really recommend. And I'm not just saying that because
He's an author, right, as well?
He's an author, so he's published. He's sold over 3 million books.
Wow.
So
I have one of them.
well, there you go. And before I worked with him, I had his juicer, I had his books, his DVD. And it does what it says in the tin. He creates juicing programs. So it's about detoxing. It's about it looks a lot of addictions to food that we have, and just looking at the fuel that you're giving your body. And so he's published lots of books on this. But he has a DVD as well, a documentary, called Super Juice Me, which is a really incredible documentary following people who had very different ailments, ranging from asthma to cholesterol to heart problems, people dealing with food addictions, and they all came to his retreat in Portugal, the one that I work at.
And you were teaching yoga there, is that right?
Yes, so I initially started teaching yoga. So I would go out for people arrive on a Saturday and leave on a Saturday, so they're there for a full week, but they can stay as long as they like. So some people come for a full month and just live off juice. And so I was teaching yoga there, 3 yoga classes a day. So yoga is a big part of the program. And then I was lucky that Jason was there, and we got talking, and I told him about, well, the reason I got the job in the first place, I think, is because I had a nutrition and health coaching background, so I have a real passion as well. Prior to yoga, probably about 7 years ago, just again because I really believed in, I said I'm always looking for alternatives, and I really believe that we can heal ourselves through food. Yeah, so I got talking to Jason, and he asked me to shadow him. I have a background in hotels. I lived in the Bahamas for 3 years working in a hotel there. And so then I became a retreat manager. So I also run the retreats for him, and within that I do talks on nutrition, workshops on juicing.
Do you cover mental health as well? Do you do any talks on things like that?
So because also it's close to my heart, it always kind of intertwines a little bit. But I more so will touch upon it, and then if people want to come and speak to me about it, they tend to, because I'm their port of call. So whatever they're going through during their detox, and we, I don't really like the word detox, but through their journey, so their week-long journey of just juicing, and perhaps, they're addicted to sugar, or they're addicted to alcohol or caffeine, they're really starting to come off that, and they're watching amazing, inspiring documentaries. We show inspiring documentaries every evening. So people, their mentality starts to change, and they just have this bird's eye view of their own life.
Yes.
And then it brings up certain things inevitably. So yeah, it's really special being part of that journey.
Yeah, and they start to see the changes they need to make, I guess.
Yeah, and even over a week, how much difference it makes to the way they feel, the way they think.
So for people who are interested in finding out more about these Juicy retreats, how do they go about it?
So they can go to the website, which is juicyoasis.com. There's a retreat in Portugal and in Turkey. And also I'd encourage you to watch the documentary Super Juice Me, which is filmed at the one in Portugal.
So it's called Super Juice Me?
Super Juice Me, yeah. And it'll give you a really great idea of how transformational, you know, changing your diet can be. And you'll get to meet Jason, and he's an amazing character, and, you know.
I'll have a look at that.
Yeah.
So where does that take you now? I mean, I could presume are you continuing to do these retreats?
I'm blessed. I'm still working with Jason. So I work on a consultancy basis. So that's what I do now. I work as a freelance yoga instructor. So I work for studios as well as privates and corporates. And then I work for Jason. So I do 3 or 4 of his for 2-week stints at his retreats. Every year, and then I run my own retreats as well, so my own yoga retreats. So I've got planning one in London and one in Morocco, and then I worked with an amazing lady in Nicaragua, Gracious Living Oasis, and she runs year-round retreats in Nicaragua. So yeah, lots going on. I absolutely adore running retreats, and I worked in as you know, in travel for so many years that travel is my passion. You know, aside from yoga and wellness, I love to travel. That's where all my money goes. That's why I'm always broke because it's totally addictive. So
we've even done some travel together, haven't we?
Exactly. So yeah, those beautiful pictures you took of my wedding.
In Marrakesh. Yes, exactly. Which was incredible.
So yeah, the fact now that I can combine yoga, nutrition, and traveling, I'm literally living my dream.
And you're about to launch a new food business as well.
Yeah. So that's readysteadyglow.uk, and it came about because I saw my friends had babies. Also, I lived in the Bahamas for a period, as I mentioned, and my mum became ill, and I felt so helpless being so far away, and I just wanted to make her soup, and I just wanted to make her feel better. And I couldn't do that, and I really struggled to find food to send round. I mean, she wasn't well enough to cook for herself, and I'd look at, you know, Ocado or Tesco's and see what I could send her, but it all involved her cooking either from scratch or pretty unhealthy processed food. So I was ridiculously ordering, you know, choosing certain restaurants and sending food round from restaurants, and I thought, this is absolutely crazy. So yeah, I'm making nutritious, healthy, ready-made food that will be frozen and some of it fresh, delivered to your door, and it will be packages. So it might be, if you just want 5 dinners, then you could have those and put those in the freezer for a month or so, however long. Or you can have a full day's package, which will include juices, snacks, lunch, dinner, and a healthy dessert. Or you could have a week-long package if you were a new mother, for instance. Because all my friends, you know, they struggle to wash their hair, never mind feed themselves, and just knowing that it's...
you're out your pyjamas by 3.
Right? Exactly. And it's such a vital time, and not only have you been growing something for 9 months and giving it all of your goodness, you then go through giving birth, which is such a major thing for your body to go through. And then potentially, regardless of whether you're breastfeeding or not, that ongoing pouring of love and energy and you know, and then you're not refilling your cup, as we've talked about. So just being able to have some really good nutrition to keep you going through the night.
So that's readysteady...
readysteadyglow.uk, and that's launching now.
So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you did, please do hit the subscribe button below and let me know what you think. If you want to receive notifications, don't forget to hit the bell. I've attached a link below to Yasmina's new website and also to my own blog, which is keepingitfabulous.com. So please do go check those out. There's lots to see on there. I'll be posting videos every Friday. So until next week, I will see you soon. Bye.